We have some brand new connections from Ripple into the NASDAQ and Ondo. We're going to get into what these connections could mean for XRP holders. We also have the head of digital assets at BlackRock saying, place your bets now. Tokenization here is the future, and people are investing in what that future could look like. We do have a new Ripple partner that will help its liquidity rails and so much more XRP information. Thank you so much for your support and all of this content, guys. Please hit like. Let me know if you have a comment below. Let's get into it.
And eventually we're going to have, in my mind, all assets be tokenized.
Agree with that last bit, Robbie?
I think there's a very decent chance of that. I definitely don't think it's a foregone conclusion at this point, but that's okay, right? Because the level of transformation and impact, if that does happen, if we do have the Rob Haddock thesis of everything's going to be tokenized, is massive, right? Across our entire financial system and infrastructure, and the role that various players play or will no longer play or play differently in the value chain, and how markets operate and how investors access and trade and what they have exposure to. So you don't have to believe it's 100% to place big bets around it, right? You just have to believe it's some material probability. I think a lot of times we struggle as a general human form with uncertainty and probabilities and things that are, well between 0 and 1. And this is one of them, but there's good reason for, all of us here and in this room to be taking significant steps in recognition of what could happen.
And eventually
Taking significant steps in what could happen. He's absolutely right here, right? Right now, we are positioning ourselves because we know there's a new financial system right on the horizon. We know what was holding back that new financial system was regulations, right? The rules of the road, what is legal and what isn't. And once those rules are put into place, then all of this investment, all of these proof of concepts, all of this testing then goes live into production. And there's so many, right? There's just a few L1s that are going to help power this new future. This is why people talk about Ethereum and XRP and Chainlink and XLM, right? And now we could talk about Flare and 100 other cryptos assets like Hedera. But this is the bets people are placing because they see all of this institutional development happening on those chains. And if they just capture a piece of $1 quadrillion, you know that that asset is going to be worth way more here in the future than it is today when we're all speculating. Is it worth $1? Is it worth $2? Who cares? What is the utility price of this asset at scale? That is what I want to know. And that is what I am doing. I am placing my bets on what the future is going to look like from all of the research that I am doing. And I will stand behind the 20, 30, 40, 50,000 hours of research that I've done here over the last few years on blockchain. All right, let's move on. Ondo is now connecting to Talos, NASDAQ, Ripple Prime, Ondo. Institutional access to tokenized stocks just got better. Ondo tokenized stocks and ETFs are now getting Talos trading, the institutional trading platform used by hundreds of exchanges, banks, and market makers globally. And then Chad says NASDAQ Talos Hidden Road Ripple. And so you're looking at the Talos website here with some of these interconnections here, just to give you a little bit more information on how this could work. NASDAQ is plugging into Talos into its risk and collateral stack, and Talos already connects with both Ripple Prime, Hidden Road, and now Ondo. So the NASDAQ plus Ondo plus Ripple links are an indirect infrastructure chain rather than the announcement of a three-way deal. NASDAQ and Talos in March 2026, NASDAQ announced that it is integrating Talos digital asset infrastructure with its Calypso risk platform to trade surveillance to manage tokenized collateral across traditional and crypto markets. Talos and Hidden Road, they agreed to a deal in 2025 to acquire prime broker Hidden Road for $1.25 billion. Since the deal closed, rebranding the business as Ripple Prime, Hidden Road's prime brokerage platform is integrated with Talos as a supported ISV connectivity partner, meaning Talos clients can route flow and credit through Hidden Road, which means Talos clients can use XRP and RLUSD through Hidden Road. So that is a big deal. Through the Hidden Road acquisition, Ripple controls a multi-asset prime broker that already sits inside the Talos provider network alongside Ripple itself as a listed partner. Because NASDAQ is wiring Talos directly into its collateral and surveillance stack, any Talos connected prime broker or liquidity venue, including Ripple Prime, can in principle serve institutions using NASDAQ's infrastructure. Okay. Hey, a little connection here, a little connection there. It is an option, right? Most blockchains don't have this level of partnerships and connectivity, but Ripple does. That means XRP does. That means XRP holders now have a seat at the table here. All right, Ondo just hit Bloomberg TV. Tokenization brings ETFs to hundreds of millions of wallets based investors with 24/7 trading and instant settlement. Not CoinDesk, not a crypto podcast. Bloomberg Television. Ondo's MD of Global Partnerships explained tokenization ETFs to their audience that manages trillions. Franklin Templeton chose Ondo. BlackRock builds on Ondo. Now Bloomberg is covering Ondo. The protocol went from a crypto native to mainstream financial media in 12 months.
So for many investors globally, it's not a choice. They can't access these ETFs in a brokerage. And if they do, they have to pay either high fees or there's high minimums. So tokenization really brings ETFs to hundreds of millions of wallet-based investors and adds 24/7 trading and instant settlement. These assets are fully backed, they're bankruptcy remote, and they're permissionless, which also allows you to use them within DeFi, which is creating new utility for these assets. So now a holder could actually borrow against their tokenized SPY or their tokenized Tesla. Stablecoins were really the gateway drug towards this new on-chain economy. And once people get used to holding a dollar-denominated stablecoin in a wallet, the first thing they want is yield. So that's why Ondo started with tokenized treasuries. And then 6 months ago, we launched our tokenized equity and ETF platform.
Right.
We've been seeing tons of demand. We just crossed $700 million in TVL, and the industry itself is at $1 billion. I personally see two big catalysts of growth here, though. The first one is the generational wealth distribution. The baby boomers, that's trillions of dollars that are moving out of these 60/40 portfolios into a more crypto native on-chain hands. And then the second is with AI agents, right? An AI agent can't walk into a bank and open a bank account, but they can manage a crypto wallet. They can auto rebalance all of your assets. And so I think those two catalysts in particular will really grow the pie.
So she's saying here that, people like my father, right? My father, my mother are getting close to 80 years old. And there is a whole generation here that are slowly aging out. And eventually this money, right? I think it's like $70 trillion over the next 10 to 20 years will be passed down to younger generations. And younger generations are more interested in blockchain technology than they are stocks. That is why all of the institutions, the big brokerage stock companies are heading towards the crypto market because they know that's where the money is going to be. And so when this transition happens, not just regulation, not just adoption, not just institutional adoption, but all of the money, the wall of money that's going to hit these blockchains, there's only so many tokens, right? For XRP, I was going to say Ethereum and Solana, but they do have some interesting supplies. For Bitcoin, right? For other assets, there's only a fixed supply. And sooner or later, there's going to be 1 billion people, 2 billion people, right? Maybe 1 billion AI agents using blockchain technology. What do you think the prices of these crypto assets are going to be at that point, right? Not all of them are going to win. Not all of them are going to make it for the next decade or two. Some of them will die off in a few years. Some of them could have a security breach and everybody could leave that asset for the rest of their lives. But that's why we are placing our bets, right? We are, trying to position ourselves before one of the biggest changes to our financial system in anybody's lifetime. All right.
So a lot of people are holding and investing into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is really a savings token. Ripple utilizes a token called the XRP token. That is a utility token.
That is a utility token. Love it. All right. And then Lark Davis, XRP in under a minute.
What is XRP? Let's make it quick. Look, this is Ripple's cryptocurrency for moving money between banks. Settles cross-border payments in 3 to 5 seconds instead of 3 to 5 days. Costs fractions of a cent versus $40+ for wire fee. If you've ever sent a wire transfer to the bank, it's a nightmare, okay? Banks have been testing it for years. SEC sued Ripple. Ripple won. Floodgates are opening. 300+ financial institutions integrated or testing international bank transfers. Use correspondent banking, multiple intermediaries, multi-day settlements, high fees. XRP eliminates all that. So what's the opportunity for XRP right now? Well, look, XRP has traded at almost $4. Currently, it's way below that. When regulatory clarity fully hits and banks activate live transactions, you could see this hit $10 or even $20 in the long run. You're betting on global financial system upgrading its infrastructure. Let's see if they can pull it off.
All right. Let me continue here. Digital Asset Investor did post this. Options on Hashdex's diversified crypto ETF NCIQ are now live on NASDAQ, giving institutions the ability to hedge, generate income, and manage risks across Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, Sol, ADA, Link, and XLM for the first time. This is about the options launching. Hashtag tracks a market cap weight index of these assets, around 100 million assets under management mark. NASDAQ is now listed options to this ETF so traders can buy calls and puts on the NCIQ just like they do on big equity and Bitcoin ETFs. This is the first time US listed multi-asset crypto ETF with XRP in the basket has listed options for hedging and income strategies. More institutional demand, right? They want to be able to do all of these different things that maybe you and I are not fully interested in. And you need these pieces of the market to really make all of this stuff make sense for some of these institutional investors. BitGet Wallet now supports XRP Ledger experience with a key payment partnership. So it looks like BitGet Wallet and the XRP Ledger. And here's the announcement from BitGet Wallet. We're proud to announce XRP Ledger, XRP LF as a key payment partnership for BitGet Wallet. This isn't just another chain integration. It's a deep long-term collaboration to make the XRP Ledger the backbone of the world crypto payments with the BitGet Wallet ecosystem. Do you guys use the BitGet Wallet? Let me know down below. All right, Deloitte confirms Ripple 1.49 billion RLUSD supply is fully backed with 1.57 billion in reserves. The report also confirmed RLUSD reserve structure aligns with the New York Department of Financial Services regulatory guidance. This is what a company that is doing the legal way to show that they do have the reserves for their token. This is where we would like to see other stablecoin companies doing something similar, bringing in an audit company, having an audit of the reserves, and then posting those reserves so everybody can see that this coin is, yes, this stablecoin is fully backed by short-term treasuries and maybe cash. All right. Transparency is our friend, Deloitte, right? This is obviously really great for Ripple to be a leader in the space. This is also showing institutions, right? If you are a bank and you're looking to maybe bring in some stablecoin technology, are you going to pick up the phone and call Tether, right? That hasn't been able to post anything about reserves in that thing for what, 14 years? They haven't had an audit. Are you going to call Tether or are you going to call Ripple? I mean, that's a pretty serious question, but I think you can see why, if you were a financial institution, you might be reluctant to call Tether, right? At this point, but they are working on something and I can't wait to see what they come up with, like what the information is. And I hopefully it'll go back to, 10 years ago, right? Or 14 years ago. I doubt it though. I bet you it'll just show maybe the last few months or whatever, but hey, anything is better than nothing. And so Ripple, we're partnering with Convera to expand enterprise cross-border payments. Together, we're combining global payment rails with stablecoin-enabled settlement to improve speed, liquidity, and reliability. Ripple and Convera is teaming up so Convera can run enterprise cross-border payments and treasury services while Ripple supplies the stablecoin and blockchain settlement rail underneath using a stablecoin sandwich where flows start and end in fiat but settle via regulated stablecoins. For Ripple, this extends its institutional stablecoin platform into Convera's 26K plus business network and 200 country reach. Wow. 26,000 businesses in 200 countries, which is indirectly deepen XRP's role as part of Ripple's broader liquidity and infrastructure stack, even though the deal is framed around stablecoins rather than XRP itself. Convera will offer crypto-enabled payment and treasury solutions to its enterprise customers, but it will interact in fiat. Ripple handles liquidity, on and off ramping, and cross-border settlement behind the scenes. The flow uses a stablecoin sandwich, fiat, regulated stablecoin for settlement, fiat at the destination, designed to cut FX frictions, volatility, and pre-funding needs while keeping compliance and user experience similar to today's bank rails. Convera orchestrates the customer-facing UX, pricing, FX compliance support, while Ripple provides the blockchain infrastructure and stablecoin rails and treasury tools integrated into Ripple payments end-to-end platform. The really cool thing here, guys, every day you're seeing a new partnership, right? New infrastructure partnership. And all of these things are adding up, right? Look at this, 26,000 businesses, 200 countries. Tomorrow, you're going to get another 1,000 businesses, another this, another that, right? I think if we come to the end of the year and we add up how many different businesses Ripple is now connected to, the number is going to be staggering, more than you can believe. And I'm looking forward to getting that information with you. Distribution and volume. Convera is one of the largest non-bank B2B FX payment providers, serving 26,000 businesses in over 200 countries and territories. Plugging Ripple's stablecoin rails into that network can materially increase the on-chain settlement volume and fee revenue for Ripple's payment stack. Love it. And also Ripple partner Nuum launched stablecoin cards on Visa and MasterCard. Businesses can now spend stablecoins at hundreds of millions of merchants worldwide, and XRP holders should pay attention to what comes next. Nuum 40 plus regulatory licenses, 190 countries, 38 million card tokens issued annually. They're a RippleNet partner since 2018, one of the first to use XRP powered on-demand liquidity. Ripple even invested into them directly. The platform currently runs on USDC, but here's what makes it interesting for RLUSD. Newham already works with Ripple. The infrastructure is connected. As RLUSD expands across exchanges and institutional partners, a Newham integration would give it direct access to Visa and MasterCard spending rails in 190 countries. Imagine holding RLUSD and spending it anywhere Visa is accepted, crypto to fiat conversion at the point of sale, no middleman, no separate card bank account. That's not confirmed yet, but a Ripple partner building exactly the same infrastructure is worth watching closely. The stablecoin spending era is here, and Ripple's network is already inside the companies making it happen. Man, there's so much going on here, guys. I'm so thankful to be on this journey with you. Please like the content if you haven't already. Let me know what you think about all of this. Like I said, it is an absolute pleasure. I hope you are learning. I hope you are growing. I will see you in the next one. I am Crypto Sensei. Aloha. Really quickly, guys, Cryptonaires is back open and it is free to join. If you want to keep up to date with all the news and information across the entire space and you don't want to wait for the videos, if you're that person that wants to know everything as it's happening, Cryptonaires is going to be a great community for you to grow, learn, and tell your friends about. I'll leave a link down in the description. Let's get back to the content.